At this time, we're joined by representatives from the UTA Mavericks. We have head coach Scott Cross, also number 45, Jorge Bilbao, and number 25, Kevin Hervey. This time, we'll ask Coach Cross to please make a brief opening statement.
Well, it was a tough, hard-fought, ugly basketball game. The great thing about it is our guys found a way to win. We preached before the game that we needed to be the toughest team. I think these guys embraced it, especially these two right here, for what they did on the boards was tremendous, both of them having a double-double. They played their hearts out as well as the rest of our team, and I think that's why we were able to win. We definitely didn't win this game with offensive execution or offensive shooting. We won this game by playing great defense and rebounding the basketball. And I think this team is capable of winning in multiple ways, and I'm proud of them for putting forth the effort today to come out with a victory.
Thanks, Coach. This time we'll go to questions for the student athletes only. Please wait for a microphone and identify yourself by name and media outlet. The microphone's coming from the back.
Selby Lopez with the Shorthorn. Kevin, you had a rough start in the first half, but you really came through in that second half, hitting three big three-pointers towards the end. How were you able to kind of get going there?
At the beginning of the game, I was forcing. I wasn't really playing to my teammates, but I was shooting them too far out. And Coach mentioned to me I'm shooting them too far out, and I took a half a step in. I just shot it with confidence. If I miss it, I'm on to the next shot. I'm on to the next play. I don't really think about the pass too much.
And Jorge, when they were really pressing all hard, you kind of kept everybody in the game while everybody else was still trying to get going. How were you able to really do that and bring that effort defensively, drawing charges, getting offensive rebounds and everything?
I take pride on getting my team together. It's my last go-around. It's my last conference tournament. I'm not trying to go out with a bang. So whenever tough situations come through and somebody needs to step up, it just takes effort and putting all you have on diving for loose balls, taking charges, going for the rebound, and playing defense, because our side wasn't falling like we used to. But we still can do the little things, and if we do those things and then the shots start falling like at the end, we can beat anybody. So just trying to do that every single time, and we'll be fine.
Additional questions for the student athletes on the left side?
Jeremy Sheehy, UTA Radio. Jorge, you played 35 minutes tonight. How much does this being your last go-around, how much does that drive you in a game where you have to play more than you're used to really just keep working, keep fighting on the offensive glass especially? You were really good on that end as well, getting 4 of those.
Yes. I was talking with some of the best from UTA that have played here all, years past, and I was talking with them about how they told me, don't leave anything, make sure you give your all on the court, because this is your last go-around. I always try to give my 100% effort out there, because that's just the way I play, but especially it's a special tournament, this last one in New Orleans. So if I have to play 35, I have to play 40. If I have to play 5 because somebody else is playing great and we're winning, it's whatever. I'm just trying to get the win.
Any additional questions for the athletes? Thank you very much, guys. You can head back to the locker room now.
Thank you.
We'll go ahead to questions for the head coach now.
Coach, you went with DJ in the starting lineup. What was the reason for that?
Just violation of team rules from Eric. So we went with DJ, and DJ did a heck of a job for us. He's a tough basketball player, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Speaking of DJ, like other role players like Kalen and Hawkins really stepped up tonight when Neal and Hervey weren't having their best game in the first half. What did that say about your team, the depth of your team?
Well, I thought that's one thing that maybe would give us an advantage in this tournament, is the fact that we are 10, 11 deep. With Jalen going down, we're going to need all of our guys. Those guys that you mentioned did play great. I thought they created a lot of offense with our defense. They were great in our zone. They got in the passing lanes. Faith Pope was able to get a couple as well. They stepped up big for us. But it started with Jorge, the way he set the tone completely on both ends of the court, and just listening to him speak right there, that tells you why we've had success, is we have guys like him who just embrace every bit of our culture and do everything that we ask of him. He played his heart out, and it's pretty special to watch him play.
And was it encouraging for you guys going forward that it wasn't the best game? There was a lot of turnovers, a lot of missed shots. going forward? Do you think this spells well for your team?
Well, I think, as I mentioned to the reporter before the game, that I felt like for the first 5 to 10 minutes, Coastal would have an advantage because they've played here. They're used to it. They got the first game jitters out. I think, for us, this game was our first game jitters. Our guys were probably, wanting to have success a little bit too much. When you want it, sometimes on the offensive end, it becomes harder. I think on the defensive end, it helps you. But on the offensive end, you just have to relax and take what the defense gives you, and sometimes just take a deep breath. And, I think our guys will execute better in the next game. But it's going to be a war regardless of who we play, Texas State, Monroe. Both of them are gritty, tough basketball teams. So we're going to have to probably, if we're going to win, we're going to have to win another tough, ugly basketball game.
Samuel Hale, UTA Radio coach. During that first half where things weren't going quite right for either team, you could see kind of at times where CCU was a little bit chaotic on their side, coaching staff and bench. You always seemed kind of calm in that storm, no matter whether the team was playing well or the team was playing poorly. How do you affect your demeanor when it comes to the play? Are you trying to be the stalwart there for the players to make sure they can get calm, or are you trying to just control your emotions in that moment?
Well, I think if I'm freaking out, they're definitely going to freak out. So if I'm in a panic, they're definitely going to panic. And they were trying a little bit too hard, so I just wanted to try and relax them the best that I possibly could. I do have confidence in these guys. When you see me panic, it's probably because our guys aren't playing very hard. That'll be the time that I'm in a panic and trying to get them going. But they were playing hard. I mean, the entire game, we played the right way. First half we probably took a few shots that were ill-advised, but I felt like defensively rebounding, all the tough things, all the things that they control, I think our guys did a great job with it. So I just wanted to be calm and relaxed, and hopefully it would eventually carry over to them. And as you can see, Kevin Hervey's kind of that quiet presence. He never gets rattled. So like you said, he's got a short memory. He can miss 10 shots, but when he takes a good one, it's the next one's going in. And I think he kind of has that calming influence on the rest of our team.
What was the discussion at halftime? You guys were up by 2, but clearly the process in that result wasn't quite probably what you were up to and what you were expecting. When you're in a game like that where you're still winning but you're having trouble on the floor getting there, what's the mindset of the coaches and the players? What are you all discussing at halftime?
Well, I reminded them of our Georgia Southern game when we were up 2, I believe 2 at their place, and we shot the ball absolutely terrible, and they shot lights out, and we were up 2. And I told them at that halftime that if I was Coach Byington, that I would be nervous because we were ahead and we had shot the ball terrible and they'd shot it great. Coastal didn't necessarily shoot the ball great, but we were 1 for 13 from the three-point line. So I knew that we were going to shoot better than that, and if we just continue to play great defense, that in the end it would work out our way. So I reminded them that we've won tough, ugly games where we hadn't been shooting the ball well, and they came out and they continued to play great defense in the second half.
It may be too early to ask, but do you have any early news on Jalen Jones? You said he was down, but what does that mean exactly?
They're going to go get an X-ray. Our trainer thought maybe there was some ligament damage or something, but they'll have to look at it through an X-ray and see. Jalen's one of the toughest guys I've ever coached. I know his conversation was, I'm playing no matter what. So and Jalen's a guy, even if he can't shoot it, he can help us win basketball games with his defense, toughness, and rebounding.
In a case like that, what is the protocol for deciding whether a player can play? Obviously, he'll go get the X-ray and the MRI. But when it comes down to once you know the results, is it player-based? Is it coaching staff based?
If Roy Rudewick, our head athletic trainer, gives us the thumbs up, then we let him play. As long as Jalen wants to play, so it's the doctors and the trainers determine that. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Coach. That's all the time we have now. At this time, we're joined by the Coastal Carolina head coach, Cliff Ellis. Coach Ellis, if you could please start with a brief opening statement.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate UT Arlington. They're the champions in the regular season. They're the team to beat. I thought we did everything that we could to try to take them down, and until the 3-minute and 45-second mark, it was a 9-point game, and they made some shots. We had to start fouling. The game kind of got away, but I thought Hervey's 2 3-point shots really turned the game around for them. Both teams were not making shots, but we were turning it over too much. We had too many turnovers, and we didn't get enough rebounds. And then when Hervey made those 2 threes, the 3-ball wasn't going for anybody. It was just like everything opened up for them. So hats off to them. They're a very good basketball team. We wish them the best. hopefully they go to the NCAAs no matter what happens because they're deserving and should. So anyway, we'll be pulling for them.
Questions for Coach? Going to the back right on the platform.
Hey, Coach, Joe Morano, WMBF News. How tough was it to go up against those bigs that UT Arlington has?
Well, I mean, they're premier. They're premier. And we did a good job. We didn't get enough rebounds, but we did a good job. It forced us to play big, but we did a good job with it. Neither team was making the shots. They were getting a few more rebounds. I think in the end, and you have to look at offensive rebounds with regards to it. Offensive rebounds, they got 19, we got 15. And we got to look in terms of let's negate the last 345. I think it was 57-48, 9-point game. But when you look at those 4 rebounds and think of the 20 turnovers, how many turnovers did you see where it was just unforced turnovers? We had 6 of those. So there were 8 possessions there that they had an advantage on us. And so their bigs had a lot to do with that. And we didn't play our best game. We shot 66 the first day if you're a golfer. And, came back today and shot a 77. It was just that kind of a day. We didn't have the day that we had Wednesday.
Yeah, how tough was seeing that in those last 3 minutes?
Well,
sometimes
it's tough because you want to win, and your seniors want to win. Now, Siobhan Wiggins, the one thing that hurt us, but we're not going to use it. He hyperextended his knee. I think that hurt us. I really do. But he hyperextended his knee, and he wasn't able to play in the second half, per se. That hurt. But we're still in this basketball game. Next guy up. But no question that losing Siobhan was a big factor.
And what was your final message to the team in there after such a long year?
Well, to come into the Sun Belt Conference and win 11 games in its first inaugural year, coming from the Big South and winning 11 games, I think is a pretty good standard to have a start in the inaugural year. To the seniors, what a great run that they've had with regards to going to the NCAA tournament, winning Big South Championship, coming into the Sun Belt in its inaugural year and winning 11 games. I told them I would do everything that I can to help them get a postseason bid. From the standpoint of our league has tremendous RPI. It may be a long shot, but at the same point in time, I think our team has shown with the league that we're in that if we were in a lot of other leagues, instead of 16 wins, it'd probably be 20 wins. So I hope our league status can carry us to that. But, maybe a long shot. We'll just have to see.